Hello everybody, welcome in to the channel. Welcome back to some more Phasmophobia. Obviously, I'm not a big Phasmophobia player. I don't play it very often here on stream. God damn, this guy's at 9,000 points. He's just clearing house. Or he's cleaning house, I should say. Um, all these players are big Phasmophobia players. I'm like 76,342 with 127 points. Anyways, I've played a little bit of the event today. And yeah, if you guys want a guide to get this Ghost in the Machine card on the new Nell's Diner map, you can let me know down in the comments below and I'll be sure to help you out. Today we're going to be streaming some Phasmophobia, checking out the new winter update. Obviously they updated it, and you know they have a few maps and whatnot. Some new ghosts, and the book has been completely refurbished because now there are 27 ghosts. There are 3 new ghosts, and I will kind of explain what I know so far from playing for a few hours today. I've played for about an hour and a half, 2 hours today. But we have the new Dayan, the Gayu, and the Obambo. I'm pretty sure it is Dayan, the Gayu, and the Albambo. I'm not sure how you say this one. The Dayan is what I'm going to call it. The Dayan. Dayan. I've heard people say Dayan. So I'm going to go with Dayan. But we have the Gayu, the Dayan, and the Obambo. All of them are speed-ish ghosts. All of them have something to do with speed, aggression, that kind of stuff. So we'll do a quick rundown of what these 3 ghosts' main types are. Let's just look into them, see what they're about. The Dayan. The Dayan is born from the soul of someone who suffered immense cruelty in life. Now in death, she is hypervigilant of anyone who dances too close. The strength of the Dayan. The Dayan gains strength to protect herself if people dance too close to her. The weakness of the Dayan loses strength if people close to her stand still. So what I got from this when I first read it was that anybody that moved near the Dayan, like in the ghost room or in a close proximity to the Dayan, makes it to where she becomes more aggressive. She becomes faster, that kind of stuff. But when you're standing still in a close proximity to her in the ghost room or in a hunt or something like that, the Dayan loses strength to make it slower or weaker. I tested this in about 2 hunts, and a couple of other YouTubers and streamers also tested this. But the Dayan, if you move in line of sight of the Dayan, obviously it's not going to speed up immensely. It will slowly speed up just like every other ghost, but it is a normal-ish speed ghost when further than 10 meters. When within 10 meters, if you are moving, the Dayan is slightly faster by 20% than the normal movement speed. So they move at, I believe, 2.05-ish meters per second. The normal speed of a ghost is 1.7, of course. So they move at around 2.05 when you're moving around them. But if you're standing still, let's say you're standing in a closet, they will move 20% slower, which I believe is 1.36 meters per second, which is very slow for a ghost. That is kind of like, there's not really a ghost to really explain that. Double the speed of a revenant in non-line of sight. So the way people are testing for this ghost is when the ghost starts hunting, of course. People are hiding inside of, like, rooms or away from the ghost and seeing when the ghost does come near them, if they stay still, if it's slow, and if they move around a little bit, like shake side to side, like move side to side, like if you move your character model like this, to test and see if the ghost gets any faster. And if it does, you're dealing with a Dayan. I do like this ghost. Obviously, the evidence down here is the EMF 5 Ghost Orbs and Spirit Box. That is what you're going to get for the Dayan. It's very similar to the Gayu, which instead of having Ghost Orbs, it's going to have Ultraviolet. The Gayu, which I know it's pronounced Gayu. Look it up. I know it looks like Galu, but it's the Gayu. I got tripped up a couple times until I read about it. But the Gayu, another form of demon, the Gayu is a reminder that death comes for us all. Using protective equipment provokes the ghost until it's no longer effective. Strength. Using protective equipment pushes the ghost to become enraged, weakening equipment effects. And the weakness of the Gayu is being enraged exhausts the Gayu, making protective equipment more effective. What I took when I heard about this is I was thinking about like the crucifix and the incense. If you incense the ghost, my assumption was that maybe the Gayu would be slow, like it would make your instance less strong in the first use. But then it said being enraged exhausts the guy use. So I got a little bit confused and thought about it a little bit more. My assumption was that the ghost would the first time you use instance, it would maybe be cut in half, make it really weak. So like 3 seconds on tier 2. But then when you use it again, it makes it last a little bit longer than usual, which makes a lot of sense. Very minimal to tell, but very good to tell as well. The Gaiju, I believe, is just normal speed, unless it's. I'm not positive, but I know it can range its speeds. Like it can get slower to 1.36. It can get faster to 2.05. I think that is the fastest it can get by each time you use your equipment. If you enrage the ghost, it will be faster. If you when it's exhausted from being enraged, it will be slower. That's how it works. That's how I've seen people test it, and that's what I've seen from the Gaiju. And the Obambo. This ghost is very tricky. The Obambo is the ghost of someone never properly laid to rest. Fickle and defensive, it flickers between states of calm and aggression. The strength of the Obambo is, while aggressive, the Obambo is quicker to start hunting, but the weakness is, while calm, the Obambo is slower to start hunting and easier to track. The evidence for this one is ghostwriting, dots, and ultraviolet. What I took in when I heard about this is I thought, so it has two different modes that it can just switch on like a light switch. Kind of literally the opposite of what a mare would do, like switch on and off a light. Like mares can never turn on a light, Jin can never turn on the breaker. Let's use Jin as an example. The Jin can never turn on a breaker or turn off the breaker. The Obambo, when I heard that it can be aggressive and calm, when I heard aggressive, it made me think that this ghost does a lot more hunts, a lot more events, kind of similar to an Oni. But then when it's calm, which is the off switch, the Obambo starts acting more like a shade. Doesn't do a whole lot. It makes it a lot harder to start hunting. Doesn't hunt when you're in the same room. That type of stuff. Very interesting ghost. But people have tested, and the ghost has a 2-minute interval where it will choose to be aggressive for 2 minutes and then calm for 2 minutes. You can get this in a hunt. If you perfectly time it, or if the hunt starts at a perfect time where it's about to switch, you can test for the speeds. The Obambo, while aggressive, is faster than the usual ghost, but when it is calm, it is slower than the usual ghost. So when you're in a hunt, let's say the ghost starts out at like a slightly faster speed. If you see during the hunt that it just randomly gets slower automatically with no turn off, no slowdown, no like Jin slowdown, but like just instantly shut off. Like similar to how a Revenant, when in line of sight, it gets so slow. That is how the Obambo is going to act. Now, my first game of the day, I played on Edgefield, and I went inside the map. Didn't even know they added all these ghost events. All I saw was, hey, there's a Christmas event. I'm going to go play it. Hop in the game, I look in the book, and I see, man, there are 27 ghosts. I see these 3 new ghosts, and I knew I've heard about it a couple days ago. And I was like, look, when are these ghosts going to be coming out? I'm expecting it to come out in sometime next year, March, April time frame, looking for me. But come to find out, they're already in the game. We had not heard any information about this regarding any of the ghosts that die in the Gaiju or the Obambo. And I loaded in the game, and I got an Obambo as my first ghost. And the reason why I took the guess was because I had read about these 3 before I entered the house. And I read that the Obambo, while aggressive, the Obambo is quicker to start hunting, which means more events to drain your sanity to maybe get you to start hunting. Well, as soon as I walked in the house, I literally opened the door and I stepped foot inside. I had an airball event immediately. I had never had that happen before. It was kind of weird to me. So I took the guess on the Obambo and I left because I was scared. I'm going to admit it. I was a scared little jolly. Come to find out, it was an Obambo and I made $2,000 just guessing the ghost. That was insane. It could have been a Mimic very well. It could have been an Oni. It could have been a Demon. It could have been any ghost in the game. A Fae. It could have been any early hunting ghost in the game. But I got the Obambo guess, and I was very scared. So I went and did some research on a couple of these ghosts and played a few games after I understood a little bit more about the 3 ghosts, a little bit more about their cultures and where they're from and what they do to people, and kind of wanted to get an insight on what maybe their abilities are. I still do not know everything about these ghosts. All I know is the Gaiju is more of the normal speed. The Dayan or the Diane and the Obambo have different speed intervals. So just take that with a grain of salt. And they're not super fast like a Diogen speed or a Thay or a Rev, or a Moroi. Like it's not going to have that type of speed. The Diane and Obambo do not have that type of speed. They have more of like a Twins level speed. Just think of it like that. Just slightly faster and slightly slower than the Twins. Very distinct. I love these new Ghosts. I love the game. I think this new book looks amazing. I think they did a fantastic job with it. And today we're going to get into some games. Yes, I know I was just yapping for 10 minutes, but I had to get my point across. To our name, we have $14. I'm going to kind of end this stream by finishing getting at least 2 or 3 of these other items. So the tripod is definitely something I want to look for. I want to get the firelight tier 2. That is the first item we're going to be getting. The headgear is going to wait. That's going to be the last one I'm going to be getting. So we're just going to focus on getting the tripod and the firelight. Should take us about 3 games-ish. And we're going to be trying out not Point Hope and not Maple Lodge. We're going to be playing on Tanglewood, and we're going to have some fun. A new thing they also added that not many people have talked about is that if you look at your board, you need to start reading this board more often. As you can see, I'm at case 721, and the ghost name is Justin Huntley. In the patch notes, they did change a little bit about the Banshee. The Banshee is now only going to be shown in female ghost models and only have female ghost names. In this case, this is Justin Huntley. This is a male ghost name, so we can instantly mark off the Banshee as one of the ghosts. We're down to 26. Now, no evidence games, people that run no evidence, I'm one of those people, are astounded with this change. Couple problems with it, though, is now it's for newer players. New players aren't going to know this, obviously, but like returning players, it makes it a little bit less interesting to play, because now if you see a female ghost model, you're like, oh, maybe there's a chance for a Banshee. Banshees are now going to be harder to get. Harder than ever. They weren't very easy to get before, and now they're still not very easy to get now. The Dayan. Okay, we can already rule this ghost out. The reason why I say that is because the Dayan, I'm going to call it Dayan. It's easier to say. Also will only have female ghost names. That doesn't mean that it's not a Dayan. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that is true. But for the Banshee, it's 100% true. So you can automatically remove that from the ghost book. Here's your evidence tips. I have not read any of this. I'm not going to either. I don't really care for it too much. But usually for my professional games, this is what I recommend. I recommend everybody grab a thermometer to start, as well as a picture camera, and then one of the other evidence items, or a flashlight. I prefer to bring in a flashlight now, just to be able to see early on, to get the breaker on, to know where the breaker is. But for this case, I won't run it because we are in a professional game by ourselves. So I'll bring in an EMF just for some early... Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring in, instead of the EMF, I'm going to bring in some UV. I never give UV that much love, and I'm going to get some UV going. Alright, first thing we need to do, use the UV as a light switch, is we're going to be looking... Well, the ghost has already made itself known. We have the breaker in the garage, so we will just quickly... Well, would you look at that? That's the quickest bone of all time. We do not have the voodoo doll. That would have been very fast. Let's try to find the ghost. We have 8, 1. Let's see if it goes any down. 6, 9, okay. 6, 9 like the rapper. Got it. 5, 5. It's getting colder in here. Okay, we step on the hallway. It's 6, 9. Check the kitchen. Okay. Like 5 degrees, but then if we go back in here, 8, 5, okay, 7, 3, we will check the basement. Oh, we are in the basement. Okay, so the ghost is down here. We'll turn the lights on. Of course, no Ouija board, but we know the ghost is down here. In the meantime, we're going to look for the cursed possession. We do not have the monkey paw. The monkey paw would spawn right there. We will check for tarot cards. It looks like we have tarot cards, so we will go ahead and take a picture of the tarot cards. And I don't want the tree. I'm sorry. Care less about the tree. And what I will do is I will place all my looping equipment up here, and then I'm going to place my photo camera down here as well. I hate basement ghosts, by the way. This is by far the worst place in the house to have a ghost. We can't hide here. What I'll do is I'm going to turn this light on and this light on. That's all the lights we really need on in the house. But as you can see, in the first minute of the game, just walking in the house, we got the bone, we got the tarot cards, and we found the ghost room, all because of the equipment we brought in. So now, we're going to bring in the second easiest fast pick, you know, stuff. We're just going to go ahead and bring in a tripod with a camera, a ghost writing book, so we can place it down in the middle of the room, as well as a dots projector. Obviously, we are 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, and I didn't realize that this game goes by very quickly. What we'll do is we'll turn off the lights to check for orbs. Not seeing no orbs, so what we'll do is we will place this down. We'll place the dots projector in the middle, and we'll place the ghost writing book right about here. And then we will walk back up. And we are going to head on over to the truck and collect more evidence items, as well as, you know, just trying to get everything in the building. Locate, figure out what the ghost is first, then go for your media. Always figure out what the ghost is first before you do your media. So in this case right now, we need to get the EMF and the spear box. And what I like to do is I like to grab the second dots projector, because dots are tricky sometimes. Dots are by far the hardest evidence to get, because not very many ghosts have dots, if you look. Well, actually, quite a few do. I'm lying. But I always have a struggle finding dots. It's probably the last evidence I ever look for, so we're just going to get this place down now. Okay, Mr. Ghost. We will place this down on the ground. We'll place the EMF. Oh, and as we can see, we do have ghost writing, so that is our first evidence. What we can do is we can take a picture of said ghost writing. Now we have 3 pictures in our book. Let's check for the temps as well to see if we have any evidence like that. We do have freezing, so what we could do is we will do freezing in the book, and then we will grab our photo camera and we will take a picture of our thermometer. Now the reason why we do that is because that is another picture in the book for 10 points. Now we just need to get a picture of the ghost or something like that. In the meantime, we are down to a few ghosts. Demon, Moroi, Revenant, and Shade. So the Shade, it's looking like it's probably going to be a Shade, but which is going to be difficult, of course. But just in case of an early hunting demon, the next thing I'm going to grab is a crucifix. We'll actually bring, we'll just bring one. We'll bring our sound recorder, because we're going to need the sound recorder. We're going to bring a light switch. We're going to look at what we need to do. We need to repel the ghost with incense while it's chasing somebody, cleanse the area near the ghost using incense, and have a member of your team escape a hunt. So it's just a hunt. And what we need to do is bring incense with us so we can burn the room. The breaker was turned off. It cannot be a gen, so not going to worry about that. We're going to run into the house, you know, fully blinded. You know, the ghost is 2 times more active here. We're just going to run in here, turn the breaker around real quick. Let's get the breaker on. Okay, there we go. This is our first sound. Perfect. With the paranormal whisper, place this on the ground, and we'll just burn the ghost room, just like so. As you can see, we have one of our optional objectives done. And now we will place the crucifix as center in the room as possible, like this. Should get the ghost if it does choose to hunt. Now we will check for spirit box, because if we have a spirit box, it is a Moroi. Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Okay. didn't get anything on Spirit Box, which is not what we want, but is what it is. So now we're gonna go back out to the truck. We're just gonna bring in some more items to get some more videos and. But we are down to a demon, a Moroi, and a Shade. It's not acting like a demon. I think we're dealing with a Shade that has EMF 5, and we're just not going to get it, which is going to suck, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So what we'll do is we'll bring in Salt, a Firelight, and a Motion Sensor, just so we can, of course, get some videos and sounds into the book. We only need 2 more sounds. We need all 5 videos, which is going to suck. And then maybe we'll come back in a little bit and try to get a... We can tell that there is no UV just because of that. I think we're dealing with a Shade. Alright, we're going to wait for this video, and then, there we go. Just like that. That is 2 videos, and now we just needed to blow out the Firelight, and that will be our 3rd video. I almost recorded Salt again. That's not what we want. Wanted to blow out the Firelight. Justin Huntley, can you please blow out the Firelight for me? Can you give me a sign? Let me know you're here. If I'm quick about this, I can get the sound as well. But I have to be very quick. Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Ghost is not going to give us that. I think we're dealing with a Shade. It's not blowing up this Firelight, and I've been in the ghost room in the dark for about a minute. Try to leave the house. Try to get the video recording of the, I'm waiting for it to potentially blow out that firelight. We hit like 17 minutes. Now it blows it out. Oh my. Oh, I did get this. Oh, I did get this all. Okay, I was about to say. So I need to get another picture. But I doubt we're gonna get it. So we're just gonna leave. It's clearly a shade. But yeah, we have a shade. No evidence, or well, at 3 evidence game. But I'm not gonna be able to get the rest. Shades are just difficult, man. There's something.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Yeah, 1,988 points. I'd gladly take that. As we get into our next game, hop onto another game of Tanglewood. Hopefully we get a little bit more active of a ghost, because that ghost was definitely not very fun. We'll bring in a camera, fuck it. Of course, it's going to be cold throughout the house, so getting the breaker on as quick as possible is going to be ideal. Okay. We do have orbsicles as our first piece of evidence. Of course, we still could have a mimic, so I'll leave that desired. We will take a picture of the bone, and we will head back out to the truck to potentially get. Of course, we need to find our cursed possession still, but we can do that in a little bit. In the meantime, we need to make sure we get in our evidence items. Some more evidence items, I should say. Place the book up here, dots right here. In the meantime, we'll take a quick little look for the cursed possession. We do have the summoning circle, so we can do that. Okay, let's go get the rest of our stuff. Get that light on. So right now with orbs, we're looking at a Banshee, a Dayin, a Hantu, a Mero, Bake, Onryo, Raiju, Revenant, Okai, or Yuri. Pretty self-explanatory where we're at. We'll bring in Spear Box, we'll bring in the UV, and we'll bring in the second dots projector. Just cause. Thank God we don't have a shade this game. We can automatically rule out a Banshee because we are on. Place this dots projector here. Are you here?
From behind.
Okay. Okay, in the meantime, now that we are down to 4 ghosts, which is an Onryo, a Mare, a Dayin, or a Yokai, which means we will not get ultraviolet. Very good. Okay. We will now bring in the sound recorder. What else could we use? We'll bring in a firelight for now. Remember, we do have to be careful with a on-rail test because on-rails can blow up the same candle within a 20-second time frame of each other, and can become very deadly. So, we'll make sure we get this down pretty quickly. Light this. Are you here? Are you close?
Toasty?
We know it's a We know for sure it is a yokai because of the dots projector. That's what I was trying to get at.
Roger, killing.
The fuck? Trying to get this last. There's a dots ghost. Perfect. It's a really good start, guys. It's a really fast game so far. Detect a ghost with the motion sensor, repel the ghost with the instance while it's chasing someone, and capture a video of a ghost. Oh, we gotta get a video of the ghost. So we can get a video of it doing dots as well. In the meantime, we will do... Oh, we have to save it. Okay, so now it's just gonna be pictures. Whoa, okay. Let me just get my instance ready. I need to bring in a motion sensor anyways. And I'll bring in a second crucifix, just so we can be fully safe that it doesn't start hunting us from a different room. You know, just feel... what we'll do is we'll place it like this. Alright, Mr. Ghost. Show yourself, Ghost. Mr. Ghost, come on. Benjamin Williams, show yourself. Give me a sign. You piece of shit. Benjamin Williams? Can you give me a sign? Can you give me another sign? This ghost is being pretty boring, guys. It's part of the game. Turning my light back on. He doesn't like to stay visible for very long, does he? Oh. Oh. I will sit here all day waiting. Yeah, like I was saying, I will sit here all day waiting for this guy to show himself. Mister, you are something. Now you want to show yourself? Piece of shit. What could I get a picture of? He just instantly hunts. He just instantly hunts. And that's how I die to him? And that is how I die. That is how I die. Wow. Okay.
Welcome back.
I mean,
I've prepared some jobs for you.
yikes, but shit. Alright, Loki scared the shit out of me. Guys, he was being so boring. As soon as I tried to get the video of him, it's been like 5 minutes to get a video of him. I could have just waited for a ghost event or bait him hunt with the the circle, but yikes, man. Doesn't look like we're gonna be getting this tier 2 firelight anytime soon. We have 20 days, 17 hours, 8 minutes to be able to unlock this. Interesting. So if I drop items into the Krampus's sack, I'll get a gift. Question is, what type of gift? Interesting. Hmm.